What are they doing with these figures, man? How are they such consistent trash? It's impressive at this point. Um, yeah, hi, welcome to Hero House. Sorry, too annoyed by this, I think, for the usual greeting. Um, so I've got Band of Hawk Guts, opened him up, have been hearing how this is where they turn the Berserk line around. This is such a great release, the best Guts we've ever gotten. Maybe if he worked. So this is just a very, very frustrating figure. I'm recording the first phase of this review, but it's going to take me a while to finish it because if I want to take any pictures of this guy using his hands, I'm going to have to put every extra hand he has in warm water and adjust it so that they fit the pegs. Oh, hold on, let me get the display hands so you can see what I mean. So size-wise, not one other set of his hands can fit on the peg. This here is the hand he came with in the packaging. Will that focus? No. But basically, you can see the holes are different sizes. Doesn't look it because the camera's refusing to focus. But basically, oh, there you go. See how ditty this one is compared to the other? No, it's not a dramatic difference, but it is enough. Oh no, you can see that it's quite a bit smaller. That you cannot get the peg into this hand, and every other hand is that size. So that's all. Yeah, I'm going to have to personally modify every single hand on this figure to get it into fit. That is atrocious, especially for how much they charge for the Berserk figures. Why is this line so bad? Who is doing this? Why do they hate the system? And additionally, this knife thing. So again, they've done a thing where they've given you a handle that goes into it in addition to the knife. It's just pushed out by the breastplate. It doesn't stay in there at all. And they've not given it the ability to just swivel forward. If this was a peg going through that belt, you'd have no issue. But as it is, trying to get it in is a pain. And it just pops out when you swivel it. Like, swivel his waist around. It's a terrible, terrible design. Terribly designed figure in so many aspects. This little badge, it just pops right off. Like, falls off immediately. May as well have just been glued down, because it also serves no purpose. It's almost decorative. So it just falls off every time you move him. This is shit for the price you pay. There's so much good going on here in terms of aesthetic. But then they're just other complete massive oversights. Engineering decisions that make no sense. That waste everyone's time. Now I'm going to have to find that gold badge because it's tiny and this is about the third time it's fallen off. This is the singularly most annoying figure I've ever handled. Which is frustrating because I want it to be good. I want a good Berserk line. And he does look beautiful. But the cape's on his head doesn't move particularly well. Again, this bit's just annoying. The cape's really nice. Fair play there. Sculpt-wise, he's beautiful. I can't argue with that. It's just, why is it executed so poorly in so many ways? Ugh. Good lord. Bad figure. Alright, I'm gonna go soak a bunch of hands in warm water, maybe just glue that gold thing down so it stops falling off, and then we'll try and review this Frankenstein Guts, hopefully in a better mood. God, crikey, that's bad. Okay, I'm back, and I'm calmer now. The hands are sorted, was able to switch them all out and take some photos. And it's given me something of a quandary in that once you get the hands working, the quality of the figure, takes a massive leap forward. Unsurprisingly, I guess. Once you have the hands going in, he is easily the best looking Guts we've got. He moves so much better than the prior Guts as well. He can hold his sword in one hand very comfortably. Admittedly, it's a smaller sword than the Dragon Slayer. But still, that's, this character's design. I have glued down the golden badge so it doesn't swing around anymore. That made him a lot easier and funner to pose as well. The knife handle still does not go in well in his little pouch thing. I still think that's a design flaw. Far from perfect, but if you get a figure and your hands are properly sized, I can understand loving him right out of the gate. The helmeted head has a flap here to make it a bit more articulated. It's not, the articulation's very unrestricted. It's a bit less than this one, but not much more so. The helmet flap is articulated, so it pops up and down, which is quite cool. He comes with another snarling face for the helmet. Comes with a neutral face for his unhelmeted thing, and a angry yelling face, which is there. All the faces are well done. All, I think, quite accurately capture his hairstyle. The knife that's not in the faux sheath. Oh man, I'm just dropping things left, right, and center today. Also looks good, although he can only really hold it firmly if it's upright, like he's going to shank someone. If it's down, his grip is a bit loose, which is unfortunate. He also comes with so many hands. I think I've shown you most of the hands just because of my little rant, but you've got hands to grip the sword with, sort of these karate chop, just grasping, almost handshaky hands. And you can see they're really well done in terms of the painting and the sculpting on the armor. Yeah. So, I can't think of anything else I'd want accessories-wise. I wish the knife worked better, but I like all the faces. I'd like a shouting head for the helmeted look as well. He's only got the snarl, but that's acceptable. I believe he's taller than the guts we've gotten thus far. Here's him with Heart of Passion. And no, I'm talking nonsense. They're of a height. In fact, Heart of Passion edges him out. But decently sized, I think. Guts should be a little bit of a taller boy. I think he's meant to be something like 6'8". There he is with a John Walker. And again, okay, so yeah, Guts isn't as tall as he should be, but S.H Figuarts always skew towards a smaller scale. This is him next to the Melania. And as you can see, she edges him out quite a bit, height-wise. But she is a demigoddess, so that makes sense. So, he's not a super tall figure, but he is beautiful. The armor has nice dings and a wash to it. This looks like a guy who's been in a lot of battles. The cape is one of the best wide capes I've encountered apart from the stupid gold thing. The sword looks really nice and fits through the sheath thing perfectly. No, it doesn't. I've had him partially pull it out. But if you shove it in further, then it does fit perfectly. Looks really good. The knife is unfortunate. The codpiece, everything about him is very beautiful, well done. And it's just nice to see Guts with, spoilers, both eyes intact. These, we'll get into the articulation. These are separate pieces. They're on like a hinge joint that becomes a ball joint to connect it. They limit the articulation to 90 degrees. Maybe a little bit less, depending. So you can get to 90, but they'll pop off if you go further beyond. It's not a huge issue, but be aware of that. And without them, he can get his arm way higher, but of course you then have the ugly growth. Butterfly joint, not hugely useful, but he can get his arms in front of him to match. Bicep swivel is 360 degrees, as to be expected. Bulky boy, but you've got nice double jointed elbows. Head can go up that much, forward that much. Bit of attitude, full rotation. And that's with this cape on, hindering it a little. No ab crunch because of the piece, but you have a nice generous ball joint there. Ball joint, yes, there. That lets you get a bit forward. And rotate 360, and these are separate floating pieces. And these lift up quite well, so they do not really hinder his Van Damme splits. He is limited in terms of the thigh swivel. That's sort of a weird diagonal thing, and you don't get much. But your knee is double jointed, and I think that's a really nice knee, actually. That's beautiful. I like the knee. We have no shin swivel, but we do have a swivel at the foot there. Goes down, goes up, and a very sturdy toe joint. So, What am I going to rate this guy after the misadventures? I think if I had opened him up and the hands had been perfect and the only issue was the little gold badge being a pain, I would have been tempted to give him a really high ranking. As it is, I opened him up, the knife doesn't work, the little gold badge doesn't work, and his hands did not fit. That's unacceptable. Yes, I was able to fix it easily, but I shouldn't be having to fix their mistakes. So, if you get yours and your hands work fine, give it a 5 out of 5. Like, the other things are quite minor. Oh no, 4.5 out of 5. The knife and the badge, yes, they're small parts of the figure, but they are annoying. But I can only give this guy, I think, a 2. Because if you can't swap out all of the hands of the figure, what's the point? Yeah. So I'm only going to give it a 2 out of 5 due to the shambolic hand affair. But if you get one that's in working order, we'll say 4 out of 5. Definitely, if your hand's working, the best figure from the Berserk line that they've released. And probably the best Guts figure we have. Alright, that's it. If you enjoyed this review, we have plenty more. We also have Hero House, Figure Fights, top 10 lists, ranking lists, just loads of content to enjoy. So please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you again. Thank you for your time, and all the best. Bye.
Yar, mateys! Do you like pirates? Why not pick yourselves up a copy of Knaves on Waves? Or its sequel, Enemies of All Mankind. They're great!
Hey, that's my line. You stole it.
Yar! What do you expect, matey? I'm a pirate. Get yourselves a copy today. You can find them in the links below.